It is Thursday, April 16th. It's time to get in the weeds. I'm Jeremy Lambert. That is SP3. I was eating a Starburst before we came on air, as SP3 knows. But I'm announcing it to the In the Weeds faithful here right now. It's Thursday and I'm exhausted, SP3. And the next 4 days are going to be even worse. But I'm here, ready to put in the work. How are you, buddy?
I am doing well. I thought that we got a lot to talk about, and we do. We got to talk about the AEW Dynamite Spring Breakthrough Show, one of their better weekly shows of the year so far. And the funniest part about all of this is that Jeremy literally said before he went on that he wanted to have the Starburst so he didn't have to have it on camera, and now he's about to do it on camera. But
I realized how hungry I was. So, look, this is a week where I just don't sleep. I did 3 coffees yesterday. I'm a 1 coffee person. I had my coffee in the morning. That's it. Yesterday was a 3 coffee day. Today's probably going to be a 4 coffee day. I've been up since 6 covering professional wrestling. I was up till 1 covering professional wrestling. So I slept 5 hours. Tonight's going to be worse because shows don't start until like 11 here. So I'm going to be up until like 3, and then I'll be up again tomorrow at 6. I just don't sleep on these days. So
yikes.
I got to have all my
Is there no
coffee.
one on the team? You could take shifts. Like one person watch one show and stuff. You know?
Look, this team's good. You know, the GOAT Andrew Thompson is here.
Yeah,
Everyone else is kind of. I apologize that I'm eating and talking with my mouth full here, but everyone's on a schedule. The problem is we don't have people scheduled like late into the night, so it is just kind of me and Andrew. Andrew's great. I'm great. And we get it all done. But there's a lot to do. And we do it. Oh yeah. Does it sound bad, like me chewing this Starburst into the microphone?
Yeah. Yeah, it does that. It does.
It does? Okay.
Yeah. But yes, we're going to talk about AEW Dynamite Spring Breakthrough with the shocking title change. Darby Allin, your new AEW World Champion, dethroning MJF, ending his quote-unquote reign of terror. Now MJF has 2 losses in the year of our Lord 2026 that lasted all about 3 minutes altogether. Hilarious. We're going to talk about that and the show-long narrative that surrounded that, the return of Steph. We're also talking about Kevin the Jet Knight with his first defense of the TNT Championship. Kamille having her first match in 500 days and losing.
Well, she wrestled a Dynasty. Her
first TV match. TV match in 500 days.
Well, that was on the pre-show. That was kind of television.
It's not a TV match.
YouTube TV.
That's not YouTube TV. It's YouTube.
TV.
It's just YouTube. It's streaming.
Kamille hadn't lost in 500. Kamille had not lost in 532 days. I don't know why this is not a bigger deal. I wanted that to be the thumbnail. And Joel and you were like, no, we got to go with Darby. I was like, Kamille lost.
Anything.
I know.
I'm
just putting it on you.
Like,
no, we got to go with Darby. I was like, it was Camille's first loss in 532 days. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. It's not a big deal. It's not a. I mean, it is a big deal, but
this is why me and Jules, we see eye to eye, because I was Jules saying the whole show was great. People tried to find some joy. You don't need to be miserable because your fantasy booking didn't work out. See, this is why me and Jules, we see eye to eye, because I literally was up here last week saying, no, I do not want to see Darby Allin AEW World Champion. But I literally sold this to multiple people, and I'm happy for like my friend.
I see your headline. Kelvin. I can read your headline.
Yeah, like Kelvin is a big Darby fan.
Is he?
Like he's met Darby. Yeah, he loves Darby. He loves Darby,
Nice.
and like I was happy for my friend because I know how much he's loved Darby for so long. So I immediately hit him up and I was like, "Yo, your boy did it! Congratulations!" And I was like, I literally told him, I was like, "I've been standing up here for like a month or so with people in the chat, you know, the John Albas of the world saying that it was gonna happen." I'm like, "No, it shouldn't happen. No, it either needs to be Kenny Omega or Will Ospreay beat him." But you cannot deny how well done that one night story was and how perfection it was in telling the story of MJF's demise, of Darby Allin finally culminating this wild ride of him in AEW. That was so perfectly done. I have no complaints. I can't complain about it. Just because it went against what I would have done, I can't say they're wrong for doing it. It felt like the right time to do it. It felt like the right move. It was well done. So we're gonna talk all about that as well, and we got a whole week of wrestling to discuss because it's already WrestleMania week. That's why Jeremy's on 5 hours sleep. I watched the Poder
Mania.
Mania. I watched the Dragon Gate show. There's only one show from yesterday I didn't watch. I don't know if I'll go back and watch it. We already got a new day starting today, so I got content to do. I got stuff to write. I'll also talk about my interview with Kevin the Jet Knight that dropped yesterday as well. I gave it to Jeremy with no lube and no rubber.
Me with the interview.
Raw dog Jeremy with just the link and said, "Hey, here you go." Great combos that we had.
So I'm not legitimately mad at you because I love you and you're one of my good friends. But
I had to come back. You made me clever and have to think about a response to your.
The response was great. It was so. Here's what happened. SP3 just sends me the link to his Kevin Knight interview. And I'm gonna cover stuff with my friends. I try to, as long as I see it, and I appreciate him sending me the link. The problem is, and this is not an SP3 problem, this is, I guess, my problem because I am who I am. So many people just send me links to their stuff. You would not believe. That's the majority of my DMs is podcasters or article writers, whatever it is. They just send me a link to their stuff. And like it gets annoying because, and most of these people I like and I have a decent relationship with, but like it gets annoying just like seeing just getting these links all the time, and they're like, "Hey, here's this for you to cover," and I'm like, "Man, I've already covered like 500 things today. I appreciate that like you've done this, but like," and that's why I'm just like, "Can you like say hello?" You say like, "Hey, just put this out. Like, how you doing? Like, would appreciate if you cover it." Like, I just sending me the link gets so frustrating. I'm just like, oh my god. So SP3 just sends me the link, and I'm like, why are you just acting like everybody else? Like, you can't say hi, you can't say how you doing, you can't take me out to dinner or anything. Like, nope, just send the link. Here you go. And you replied, very good reply, like, nope, just raw dog and no rubber. I was like, you know what? I got no choice but to respect. That reply. But it does legitimately get annoying when people just like send me a link and like,
I can understand.
Here, cover this. It's like, can you like say please? I mean, like, you know, like just a please goes a long way, man. That's true. All. Like, it's you true. Know. Again, can you please?
I remember when I was doing more active interviews on True Hill Heat. That's how I used to. I used to always send it to you and be like, "Oh, please, can you cover this?" But now I do a show with you every week. I don't think it's like we've been married. We've been married for years now.
You, I don't mind. You know, like you, I do not mind. Like I love you. Everybody else who does it, it just gets annoying, and so that's why I had to make that to the joke to you yesterday, and especially WrestleMania week. You know, like I'm already covering so much stuff WrestleMania week. Like the last thing I want is to check my DMs and be like, "Oh, you want me to cover your stuff too? Great, thanks, appreciate that." Like it's not like I've covered 100 things today. Like the life of a news writer, I guess. So much to complain about around here.
You have to write about wrestling. Oh my God.
I gotta write about wrestling all week. I mean, look, this week is super fun. I'm not gonna pretend like it's not fun and stuff, but there's so much to do this week. There really is
WWE
so
just doing so much media. I mean, no one. I think we've reached the apex of
Oh no,
WWE
no.
media. No, we have camera Jay Uso on what it is. That's the apex. That's the apex. Jay Uso beating up Cameron. I'm sorry, it's not gonna get any better than that.
I just put Joel on timeout because fuck him. That's why.
I did see that. I was like, whoa.
He said he was gonna make me cover his mystery wrestling. And Joel knows, like, Joel does the same thing. And this is not Joel's fault or anything. He'll put stuff in the chat, like, hey, would appreciate if anybody, Joel at least says, like, would appreciate if anybody can cover this. And then who covers it? Joel. But yeah, that's why I just put Joel in timeout. But no, it's not. So Monday through Wednesday it's not calm. You know, like there's a lot to do. Like there's a lot of podcasts coming out. There's a lot of interviews coming out. But Thursday and Friday are the absolute worst days because now WWE World's open. They do like a lot of the live podcasts. They do like people around doing like interviews. They do like a lot of live streams and everything. Like Thursday and Friday is the absolute worst days. They have like a media row this year as well, so like that's gonna be people are talking about Jay and Cameron and everything. People are talking about or no, they're not talking about, but like Shannon Sharp is there, Stephen A. Smith is there, the No Contest guys. Like they're doing just so many like interviews on location, so like that's gonna be stuff to cover. There's so many again outlets there that are gonna get stuff to cover. And then Saturday afternoon, it continues a little bit. Then by Saturday night, you get to Mania, and then it's like, okay. And then Sunday afternoon, it kind of starts to wind down. And then Sunday night, you got Mania, and it's okay. But Monday, like WWE World's still open. They still do interviews and everything. Finally, about like Tuesday is when things are deaded. But Thursday and Friday are the absolute worst. So yeah, I'm looking forward to today and tomorrow. Like I'm not gonna pretend like I'm not. It's gonna be fun days. It's also just gonna be super long days. Like I'm not gonna sleep. So whatever. It is what it is. Izzy Dame.
Sleep was a good friend. You've had him for multiple years. You just need to get through the next 4 days, 5 days.
Yeah.
However long.
Yeah. It'll be all right. Before we get into wrestling, folks, leave a thumbs up on the video. That helps us out. We appreciate that. But you know what, let's go with I don't know if I have a banner. If you have a banner SP3, let me know. I'll put one up. But for the poll question today, we are going to go, because yesterday people were split 50-50 on who do you want to win, MJF and Darby Allin. Now I'm curious the reaction if it's flipped like you have, because as you said, you were kind of adamant of like this isn't the best call right here. Darby's colder than he's kind of been. MJF's red hot right now. I don't know about this move, and you weren't the only person feeling that. By the way, like I didn't fully disagree with that.
I saw. It's been very. This is one of the more polarizing decisions by AEW, but I think that makes it more of a great decision because it's got everybody talking. Everybody has some type of opinion on it. Either they hate it, they love it, they're indifferent, they're conflicted. Like I love a decision that makes people talk like this.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There's the poll question, folks. Are you happy Darby Allin won? Pretty simple, pretty straightforward vote in the poll question. Again, pretty easy. Yes or no there. But yeah, you weren't the only person who thought that way. It was a lot of people, and we'll get into that here in a second. I did want to talk some basketball real quick. Did you get a chance to watch the 4 play-in games? Did you see them?
Oh no, I did not. I only watched the 2 that mattered the most. I watched the Hornets getting the win in overtime, and I watched Steph Curry being Steph Curry and proving us all wrong and making Jeremy a very happy man and making the Clippers the most hated team in the NBA because they may have just given AJ DeBonsa one of the Boozer twins to the Thunder.
I don't think we're gonna get I don't think it's gonna end up being like a top 4 pick or anything. But the fact that like we're getting a lottery pick after finishing first in the league and potentially winning a championship is very hilarious to me. So we'll see where it ends up shaking out. Look, maybe we get some lottery luck on our side. We didn't really have lottery luck in the years that we were supposedly tanking. Well, we were kind of tanking, but in the years that we were tanking, and which lasted 50 years according to a lot of people, even though it was only 2, we didn't really have lottery luck in those years. So maybe we'll get some this year. The Hornets game was great. I thought LaMelo should have been suspended. That was pretty blatant, that trip on Bam. Yeah. And look, Miami still could have and should have potentially won that game. Like, they kind of down the stretch, Kobe White hit a big shot to tie the game, and then LaMelo
Kobe White became a Hornets legend, and he's only been there for half a season.
Yeah, he went on a high at the end of that. But like the third quarter and fourth quarter, like he just could not miss. And look, credit to the Heat, they battled back. They had a shot. Tyler Hero missed the potential game winner at the end of regulation. Then the Hornets were up in overtime, and then Tyler Hero hit another 3. They got the steal. Tyler Hero got fouled, and he hit all free throws. LaMelo scored the ball on the layup at the end, and then they got the block. But LaMelo should have been kicked out of that game or suspended. Like, I'm happy he's not suspended for this play-in game, because I think it's just, I want to see the best players play, and he's obviously the best player on their team. But if I'm looking at it from a perspective of like what's right and wrong, that was a dirty play, and it changed the game, because now Miami's without their best player, and it wasn't the first time that like he tripped him either. He tried to trip him in a regular season game too. So I don't know what it is, but yeah, I felt like he probably should have been suspended on that one. But what can you do? He's not. And now they play the Magic, and
he didn't hit the game winner.
Yeah, he played the Magic, and the Magic are just.
Oh,
that team's a mess.
I saw. You want to talk about this whole Darby decision being polarizing? It wasn't polarizing. The comments I was seeing on NBA Twitter about the Orlando Magic. Everybody is doing posts about the trade finder for different people on the team. People are calling for a homie's job, the coach. I was like, damn, man. They confirmed they're the most disappointing team. How do you not beat that Sixers team without Joel Embiid? Like.
Well,
that was your opportunity. And Paolo Banchero, he was not good. Not good down the stretch, especially.
They still got another potential shot at it. They could beat the Hornets. I think it's better if the Hornets win, just because I think the Hornets and Pistons is a more fun matchup than the Magic. The Magic just like aren't a fun team. They play like good defense. Their offense, like, how do you not score 100 in an NBA game in 2026? What are we doing if you can't break 100 in the NBA in 2026? A win or not quite go home, but effectively a playoff game. You can't break 100 points? What? They're just not that fun to watch, and so I think them and Detroit would be like a very ugly series. Detroit's a great team. Don't get me wrong, but like they don't have much of an offense either. They're a very defensive team. It just doesn't. It just wouldn't be a fun series to me. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, Orlando. Look, Banchero he's a good player. I like him. I know Louis was super high on the Magic dating back to last year, and I know he said in our chat the other day that I thought Banchero was going to take more of a leap than he did, and that's really what it's been. Is like he hasn't taken that real leap that you would expect. Like, he's not a super efficient player. He's like okay on defense, but not great. Like, he does a lot of things well, but he doesn't do anything like great. And when you're a number 1 overall pick, you obviously want someone who like does things great. I mean, look, Chet gets knocked for, I don't know, because he's not scoring like 25. He's not like a 25 and 10 guy, but defensively, I mean, there's only one player in the league who's a better rim protector than him, and that guy's biggest strength is that he's also 8 inches taller with a 20-inch bigger wingspan. I think, like, fundamentally, IQ-wise, I think Chet's a better rim protector than Wemby. Wemby just happens to have physical traits that make up for maybe his lack of awareness. And that's going to come with time. Don't get me wrong. Like, Wemby's going to continue to improve defensively, which is the scary thing. But right now, it's so much just raw athleticism of like, yeah, I'm just super lanky, super tall, super quick. So good luck. Where Chet is much more fundamentally positioned on top of being lanky and tall and having good instincts with everything. But, imagine if, Orlando had Chet. I don't know what kind of player he would be, but I mean, that's where they're talking now is like, hey, I wish we had Chet. It's like, you guys bury Chet all the time because he's a 18-8 guy and not a 25-10 guy, but he's an 18-8 guy on the best team in the league. And he's not asked to be a 25-10 guy. We have Shea, we have Dub for that kind of stuff. But yeah, I thought Bancaro was going to be much better this year as well. So I'm with Louis on that.
He was better in the second half of the season, but he just hasn't been consistent as of yet. So yeah, I'm hoping the Hornets get the job done against the Magic and can make it into the playoffs, and then we can see what the Magic's going to do this offseason to, I don't know, put him in a better position or find someone who can be the number one for that team.
They traded for Desmond Bane, which I didn't think was a bad move, but that was supposed to help.
And he played well. He played well last
time. He was great. Yeah. He was about the only guy that showed up for the most part.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if Bancaro and Wagner can really play together because they've always kind of had their issues on the floor together. So maybe one of them has got to go, and you gotta get a true point guard. That's definitely one thing that they've lacked. But it was a rough go for the Magic. And then in the West, I thought both the West games were great. Phoenix and Portland was fantastic.
That was better in the second half, the Portland and Phoenix game. But can I brag for a minute? Because Portland.
Oh yeah, Portland
supremacy. Yeah. I said it. I told y'all. Y'all should. This is what y'all must do. Y'all must tisjage, which is trust in Sid or trust in SP3 and trust in Jeremy. So it's TISJ and Jeremy. You don't need the and. You could just
appreciate it.
But I've been telling y'all who's gonna make the jump in the Western Conference for 3 out of 4 years right now, and it's looking good once again. And Portland is a much better matchup for the San Antonio Spurs. I think they're going to give the San Antonio Spurs more trouble than a lot of people think they are because they're deep. Devi, he was awesome in that game. He played incredible against Phoenix, and I think he's going to give their perimeter defenders some trouble in that first round series. But they're also pretty deep with a bunch of players coming off the bench that play really well. So I think it's going to be maybe a 6-game series. I don't see it going 7 games, but at least 6 games I could see it going if Portland plays up to their potential. But I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be right about Portland.
Yeah, SP3 called Portland, so everyone should give him his flowers on that one. I think Portland's a tough team. They play well defensively. Denny gets the whistle people think Shea has. Like, that dude he's relentless driving. I don't discredit him there. Like, he goes to the basket. I think he goes to the basket a lot of times without a plan. He's just like, all right, I'm gonna put my head down and somebody's gonna hit me, and we'll get to the free throw line off of this. Drew Holiday, obviously a leader, a champion. Jeremy Grant was back in this game, so he's a big piece for them. Like, they got a solid team. I still think the Spurs probably beat them in 5, but Portland will give them some issues in some ways. But Portland's a solid team, and we'll see. They might trouble the Spurs in some ways, but I still think the Spurs probably just overwhelm them a little bit. Like, they'll.
No, I still got the Spurs. I think it's going 6 games. So.
Okay. It might.
Denny's going to drop 40 on their head.
Oh, he's 100% going to have a game with 40 on 35 free throws. Like, that's definitely going to happen. They will win one game.
35 free throws is crazy.
Just wait, man. He's legitimately going to have 35 free throws in one of these games in this series. I swear he is. Wemby's gonna foul out in one game, and people are gonna be so pissed. They're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you fouled out Wemby in this game." It's gonna be absurd. Yeah, they'll win one game just off the back of his free throws, but it'll be a good series. I'm kind of glad Portland won. Not that I think like any of these four teams are gonna trouble OKC, but I think the Blazers are the most fun matchup for the Spurs. Looking at it as like a Thunder fan of like, okay, who can like maybe give the Spurs some trouble? And the Blazers seem to be more that matchup than the Suns, where like the Suns don't have like any offense. They play hard defensively, but the Clippers.
I don't think the Suns are beating this Golden State Warriors team.
So the Warriors. Oh, that was a great game last night. Porzingis looked like Porzingis of old. Draymond looked like Draymond of old, like completely locking down Kawhi in the fourth quarter. That was a vintage Draymond performance defensively.
This was the Steph Curry. Steph Curry showed up on the court last night. That was amazing to watch. Like if there's one thing that I have to hand it to Adam Silver, and I won't give a lot of credit. I don't like giving credit to a lot of these owners of places, even when we talked about wrestling, like our commissioners or stuff like that. But Adam Silver, he hit the jackpot with the play-in, and it's been a lot because of Steph Omega, like Mikey said in the chat. Steph Omega been showing up to work.
Yeah, look, Steph was Steph last night. Like he looked exactly like you would hope Steph Curry would look. I give credit to Draymond though, because he's been kind of toast on defense this year, more than I think people realize how bad he's kind of been defensively. Like it was a big talking point for a lot of the year in Golden State, and the Warriors are one of the teams that I cover, so I've seen like the numbers and everything, and like it's not been a great year defensively for Draymond, but he completely locked down Kawhi last night. Like Kawhi couldn't get a shot up in the fourth. He turned him over multiple times down the stretch. Like it was just a great performance by Draymond. We'll see what they do against the Suns. It wouldn't shock me if the Warriors beat the Suns. Like looking at it as a Thunder fan, I think we beat either team in 5, honestly.
Yeah.
I prefer to play the Suns because I just don't think
the Suns are the easier matchup.
Yeah.
I think if it's the Suns versus y'all, I'm taking the Thunder in 4.
Yeah, I don't think the Warriors are gonna give too much trouble because beating the Clippers is one thing. Good on you. You beat the Clippers. That team has been kind of inconsistent all year. They went on a hot run, but their hot run was also when James Harden was there. And they traded Harden, and because he knew that run was fake, so they traded Harden, and like they were kind of up and down and inconsistent in the second half of the season. Like I didn't buy the Clippers as being like a great team. The Warriors, they're an older team, but the thing with the Warriors that like scares me is just the Steph PTSD. I've seen him hit way too many shots against OKC to like not believe that like, oh yeah, every shot he takes is just gonna go in. So that's what scares me about the Warriors. And yeah, Porzingis looked great last night. Draymond looked great last night. Do I think that we should easily handle them? Yes. It's an older team. We're a better team. It's a team that's played together. Like last night was their first real big game together, and look, they played great, but we're a cohesive unit that has a championship and is, I mean, we haven't unfortunately played a ton together this year because of all the injuries, but we should beat them. But I'm never going to be rid of Steph PTSD until like he's actually out the league, and that's why I'm like, I'd prefer to face the Suns. Warriors fine, but I would just prefer not to have to deal with Steph Curry. Like I don't know if anybody actually wants to deal with Steph Curry.
I don't think, especially not this time of the year. There's too many stories to tell over the last decade of Steph Curry in the playoffs. So like, you know, despite, you know, all the detractors who want to like call out, oh, you only have one Finals MVP in your 4 championships. He should have 2, if we're being honest. He should definitely have 2 because Andre Iguodala did not deserve that one. And but yeah, I think that Steph Curry, that was a great game. That was so much fun to watch, especially with how Steph was playing. And yeah, people calling into question. You know, I'm gonna have to do another club superstar pretty soon. And people are calling into question Kawhi Leonard. People calling into question. He found himself outside a club superstar at the end of last season. I put him back in our first club superstar of this season, and now I don't know. I don't know.
All right, we'll get to club superstar. We'll get to club superstar. Got a super chat from Micah, guys. By the way, leave a super chat, leave a thumbs up. I think we did all that, but still a reminder. Subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff. Mike says, well spent money today, guys. Heard the show a couple days ago. Couldn't believe the Skip Bayless take from SP3 saying Embiid is better overall center than the Joker. That's all, LOL.
You misquoting me? You misquoting
me? It is
me?
A little bit of a misquote. You did say for 1 year.
I did not say is. Yeah, I did not say is a better overall center. I exactly said, I even gave y'all the year.
Yeah,
2022.
It's still wrong, but yeah.
22. No, it's not wrong. I've never been
it's
wrong.
Still wrong.
I might have been wrong, but I never been proven wrong. So like that 2022 Joel Embiid was better than 2022 Nikola Jokic. That's it. Every other year, I'll give it to Jokic. Every other year after that, I'll give it to Jokic. Even the year that Joel Embiid won MVP.
Nah. It's still wrong, but okay. I got a DM from Micah that I need to answer. I don't know if he's still here. I can just answer it on air. The answer is McKinnon, Micah. I do love Kale, but the answer is McKinnon. How ready are you for the playoffs, Micah? I'm not nervous first round. I would prefer LA. Anaheim's fine. I don't want Edmonton first round because I would just prefer not to deal with them in the first round, honestly. Like, Connor McDavid's going to scare me. But getting ready for the playoffs. I got to have, like, the playoffs, NBA and NHL, to look forward to, just because otherwise wrestling's going to fully consume me, and I can't have it fully consume me. That's why these play-in games have been a nice break. It's the last day of the NHL regular season tonight. Still some pretty important games, so I'll be keeping an eye on that. And then... yeah, obviously NHL playoffs. All right. Time getting some wrestling. AEW Dynamite. Last night, show started with MJF arriving. He had no idea what was going on. Renee tries to tell him, hey, did you know about this? Did you hear about this? And then Don Callis interrupts. Don Callis says, sorry about that. And he's like, what are you talking about? I was preparing for my match. Thought Andrade won. What happened? It's like, no, Andrade lost. And then Renee says, hey, by the way, you got this match tonight. Darby's going for it tonight. And MJF's very confused by this.
Yeah, this was so well done that MJF cut that promo after Dynasty saying, I'm going dark off social media. I don't care what's going on here. Because Renee tried to tell him then. She already knew then after his win against Omega that the match was going on, and he just ignored it. He didn't want to hear from her then. He cut his promo at the beginning of the show. I love all his claims, all the people he ran down the list of people he's beaten this title run: Bandito, Brody King, Speedball Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight. He's like, I made sure that Hangman Adam Page would never get another shot at the AEW World Championship. I am the first man to kick out of the One Ring Angel. Lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. And I beat your hero, Kenny by God Omega. He's like, I am the devil. No one's on my level. Renee trying to tell him desperately. Renee was great throughout the night between her stuff with Max, her interview with Darby backstage, and her courtside notes. I love that. I love that they're not just doing it for the Continental title anymore, that they're doing it for kind of just anything they want to like add a certain note or tell a little bit of a story during the entrances. I love that they've added that, because that does make AEW different from the other wrestling shows that we see, that we have kind of like a courtside correspondent like Renee. Renee's awesome at her job.
Yeah. She's been fantastic. So MJF is very confused by learning that he's got this Darby match. And it's a very good bit. And I tweeted like notoriously offline MJF didn't know he had a match that was announced on Sunday. And people were like, oh, did you miss the pay-per-view where he said he was going offline? I was like, no. That's why I said notoriously offline. If I said notoriously online, then I would have been an idiot because, yeah, that would have said I missed it. Is it notoriously offline? Because I understood the bit and I was giving him credit for actually staying offline. And Alicia was offline too. She hasn't tweeted since April 11th. So like they both stayed offline so you could believe. No, I obviously don't believe it, but you could believe that they had no idea that this match was taking place. So it was a great bit. Anybody who knows me knows if I love one thing, it's a commitment to the bit, and they committed to this bit. So I absolutely love this, that it's going to open. MJF comes out, is like, no, like, I'm not doing this. Absolutely not. And Danielson informs him, like, all right, well, Tony's going to give you time to prepare.
No, this dude threatened to sue. He threatened to sue Aubrey Edwards. He's like, I'm going to sue you. I'll sue everybody here. I'm not wrestling. I'm not prepared for this. But yeah, I like the usage of like Renee. I like the usage of Brian, making Brian kind of the voice of Tony Khan. That was a great choice since they were in Washington, his home state, and he got the big response for that. And just Brian's overall facial expressions are excellent because he just knows how to react. Like him telling MJF that he has the match later on in the main event with the biggest smirk on his face was great storytelling within itself because of his history with Max as well, and the fact that he's been a big Darby fan since he got to AEW.
And then Darby cuts a promo. He is crying. He says, I gotta win this match. I'm gonna win this match. I'm gonna win with a headlock takeover.
Freaking killed myself for this company. I was handing out posters for the show because I wanted people to be here. I freaking climbed Mount Everest and put the flag there to show how much I care about this company. I love this company and I have to do it. I have to become AEW World Champion. That was probably one of Darby's best promos ever. It was kind of foreshadowed that he was going to win because of how emotional he got in this promo, but he did a great job with that. And then the final line after the match was made official for the main event, saying that I'm going to beat you, I'm going to beat your ass tonight, and I'm going to do it with a headlock takeover. And they could have left it at that, and that would have been perfect for the people that have been watching AEW over the last 5 years to know like what the story was going to be paid off. But then they added the video package. This is like one of the best one-night stories and jobs that production, everybody came together to tell this story so well. But I thought the video package is something that not a lot of people are going to note how well that was done in laying everything out and telling the story for the new viewers, for the people that have just, started watching AEW and might not know the history that Darby and MJF had. I thought the video package was superb in just filling the gaps for the people that are new to the product.
So had they aired this video package like on socials beforehand, or was this the first time that it was put out there?
I think it was the first time.
Okay. So it must have been put together pretty quickly because they thought this match was going to be the opening match, but it wasn't the opening match. So they had this video package just queued up, I guess. What if this match had happened first and then it was ended? They were just never going to air this video package?
Probably not. It was going to be on the cutting room floor. I
would have been pissed. I would have wasted all that time putting this video package together to not air.
They also told the story that this was Darby's decision that he wanted to kick off the show. That it was probably always supposed to be the main event of the show, but Darby didn't want to wait because he didn't want his own doubt to get in his head. And you saw that later on when he's walking backstage. You could see him with the facial. He did a great job with his facial expressions throughout the night, where he was so passionate, so emotional in the opening. But then by the time we saw him backstage with Renee, you could see him kind of like talking to himself in his head and looking down and not really having that confidence that he had when he came out at the start of the show. And it took Papa. Papa came home. Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he left, his bat was his home. And when he died, all he left was us alone. But he's back. Papa's back. Sting. I was like, once I saw Sting, I was like, oh, okay, y'all got me. Y'all got me. I've been against this whole time, but Sting being back, that sealed the deal. This is the right time. It's the right time to do it.
Sting showed up backstage, as SP3 mentioned, in full gear, full face paint. No appearances in face paint, but if he's on television, he's like, all right, fine. I'll put on the face paint. So they go to the ring, and then by this point, they're like a few minutes past 10 o'clock. And so there's two minds here. It's like, all right, is this going to end quick? Or they actually like did this well. I don't know if this was on purpose or if it was planned. But remember a few weeks ago when they went a half hour past,
it was
like
last
the
week.
show went to
last week.
Was it last week? Last week went to 10:30?
Okay. That was last week with the whole Omega and MJF promo. That started at like 10:10, and then they went like 18 more minutes.
All right, time has no meaning to me. I have no idea what day it is, much less what week it is. So, okay, last week, they went to 10:30. So because they went to 10:30 last week, and this match doesn't start until after 10, you're thinking like, oh, well, they've proven they can go to 10:30, so why wouldn't they just go to 10:30 here tonight? They can still do a 20-minute match here. We did not get a 20-minute match. Instead, we got like a 2-minute match. MJF hit Darby with a ring he low blowed Darby, sorry. And then as Darby turned away. He
actually showed that he had the ring, so the referee would put it away so he could get the low blow.
Yeah. And then Darby returned the favor, hit the low blow, Scorpion Death Drop, 4 coffin drops, side headlock takeover for the victory. Darby Allin, new AEW World Champion. Everybody comes down to celebrate. And that's how the show ended. 2 minutes. The reign of terror ends at 2 minutes.
Total amount of time for MJF losses in 2026, 230 seconds.
Like he has done a great job with this reign and with this act this year. I really don't think he gets the credit.
He doesn't get enough credit.
I don't think he gets the credit for like actually understanding the business, in that to be an effective heel, you gotta show ass sometimes. Like you can't just, oh, I win. Oh, maybe I slip on a banana peel and I lose, because that was the reign of terror, right? Like there was no real losses, but there was no.
It was Hell in a Cell after he broke his larynx.
Yeah.
It was Goldberg after he already beat him in Elimination Chamber. Then it was Benoit, but it was a triple threat matchup, so you could say that he got damage from both.
He did tap out. Yeah.
He did tap out.
He put him
over.
There.
But then he was the main event and the main focus on Monday Night Raw thereafter for the whole 4-month reign. His rivalry with Shawn Michaels usurped Benoit as World Heavyweight Champion. And then Orton won the title from Benoit, and he immediately turns on Orton, just basically pulls his balls off the next day. And then he let Orton spit in his face, and then he beats him 3 weeks later. So, like... And then eventually he did put over Batista.
Like, this was... MJF's role in this was so much showing of ass. From the moment he arrived, and he did not know he had this match, Like, he was a stupid heel in this whole thing, because what kind of like self-absorbed prick is off of social media when he's never off of social media, but he's like, "Hi, you know what? I just beat Kenny Omega. I'm going dark for the next few days." And then he arrives and he doesn't even realize that Darby has beaten Andrade because he was too busy preparing for his match. And then he's got to go out there and, he's got to get the match delayed and everything. And then in the actual match, it's, "Oh, I kicked you in the dick. Ha, I'm going to win. Oh, no. I got kicked in the dick. Everything that I've done to everybody else has turned against me. Oh, I got beat with a side headlock takeover, which is how I've beaten Darby twice." Like, he was a stupid heel in this. And that's okay. Because sometimes, especially in moments like this, you just need the heel to be an idiot and lose. You want to see the heel get what's coming to them, and their own confidence and bravado and everything completely backfire on them. I thought this was so effective from the start to the finish. I thought this was more effective than if they had a long match and Darby had just won and that was that. Like, I expected Darby to win. I told everybody Darby was going to win. If they had a long match, I probably would have felt like, hey, all right, good for Darby. But this felt just so much more effective because it felt like it was not only the culmination of Darby's like hard work and as he cut in the promo, like just everything he's been through with AEW, like the culmination of all that paying off. It felt like the culmination of MJF's own just getting confidence, bravado, tactics, completely catching up to him. And you need that for a heel. You need the heel to look stupid in some cases, especially when it's at the pinnacle of something. So I thought this was very effective work.
I think that Max doesn't get enough credit for being one of the most selfless heels in the business today. Like you guys had an excellent conversation about that yesterday with Joseph Holbert, who was great with y'all yesterday. It felt like I was watching an episode of Distraction. But yeah, when y'all talked about how like Max is 100% on, he's 100% his character most of the time. When he's having an interview, when he's out in public, when he's in the ring, when he's backstage, he's always his character. And his character is this smug, very cocky, who always wants to be the smartest guy in the room, but can be a very insecure, dumb prick. Like that's him in his essence. He tries to have this bravado of being the smartest man in the room, the best wrestler that there's ever been, the devil, the big Hebrew, all the catchphrase and everything. But at his essence, he's a very insecure, dumb prick who wants to be liked, but he doesn't know how to be a genuine person. Whereas Darby Allin is like the juxtaposition to that. He is unapologetically himself. He's not the biggest guy in the fight, but he has the most fight inside of him. He'll get beaten alive, but he'll keep surviving and keep overcoming till the very end. So it felt so right, like on the night. Like although like I was here last week saying I do not want to see this. I want either Kenny Omega or Will Ospreay to beat MJF for the AEW World Championship. I don't think taking the title off of MJF right now is gonna do anything good for AEW because of the hot streak that they're on and because Max is the top draw. But this fits so well with both of their characters, and it gives you something interesting to do with both of their characters, honestly. Whether you're going to see MJF, get the title back in his hometown of New York at Double or Nothing. If you're going to see Darby Allin kind of light the candle at both ends and just flame out in 4 weeks. And, and they did such a great job of making the AEW World Championship picture still continue to be the best story in wrestling today in my eyes, because this whole show was about building up this title match and building up the title as the richest prize, as the prize that everyone on the roster has their focus on. You got champions, you got former champions, you got guys that just came to this company. They all had their sights set on this one matchup. It elevated the title throughout the whole entire show. I think you did so much for both of these characters and made it so fresh and unpredictable. The fact that you're having it on a TV show. I thought the Seattle crowd was amazing and how they responded to Darby Allin, and just telling that full circle story from Darby showing that passion in the opening segment, the video package recapping their whole history together, the usage of people like Renee Paquette backstage and Bryan Danielson in front of the fans. And then I thought the whole matchup was so well done. The 4 pillars reference with the 4 coffin drops. You got MJF telling a whole story with his gear wearing the baby blue that Ric Flair wore when he lost the World Heavyweight Championship to Sting at Great American Bash 1990. You know, going that little cross parallel between Darby Allin and Sting, with Sting winning his first world title against the #1 heel world champion, which is very much MJF is everything that Triple H tried to be for about 20 years. Triple H tried to be a modern day Harley Race or a modern day Ric Flair, and he was never able to accomplish either. And MJF has really embodied everything that made Ric Flair the consummate heel that had the world championship when I was growing up. He's got the cock and bravado. He wants to be the richest guys in the room, the best dressed guy in the room, the smartest guy in the room. But at the end of the day, sometimes Ric Flair will be a chicken shit heel. He'll take the bump over the top rope and then he'll beg off Sting, be like, please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. And then he just eat shit at the end of the matchup, and Sting would beat him and get the job done. And that's what we saw last night in a very like, this is such a consumable story. Like, you could just watch the opening segment, the little things that they did throughout the night, and then the payoff at the end, and you would be like, yeah, that was the right decision. If you never watched AEW before and you just watched this episode, you would be like, yeah, that made sense. That's actually a great story to tell. And I don't think that it downgraded or diminished MJF's title run. I thought that his title run, this second title run for MJF, lapped his first run as AEW World Champion. It pretty much lapped every single run of AEW World Champions except for probably one, and that's Kenny Omega, the belt collector. It's Kenny Omega, the belt collector, and MJF's second run as the best 2 AEW Men's World Championship reigns in the company's history. So him losing in 2 minutes did nothing to diminish that. It did not take it away. It does not take away the incredible violence that was the Hangman Adam Page matchup at Revolution and that awesome finish that they did to that matchup. It doesn't take away the sensational main event from Sunday at Dynasty with Kenny Omega. It does not take away from how he elevated Bandito, Brody King, Kevin the Jet Knight, and Speedball Mike Bailey in eliminators and world title matches over the last couple of months, and how he's elevated the world championship to be the main focus and the best story in AEW and possibly in all of wrestling. And then you had all the other stuff throughout the night that added to that put all these people's focus on the AEW World Championship, that made wins and losses matter in this company again. Like, I cannot praise MJF enough for this title reign and what he did last night for Darby Allin.
Here's my one complaint. It's not a complaint about Darby. It's not really even a complaint about MJF. Tony Khan has discovered through lines, and now he has to use them every single show. And it's not even really a complaint. It is just a thing that has become very noticeable, because I think we've been talking about through lines for like a month or so on this show, of like, oh yeah, it's been great that they've been doing this, because they typically haven't done through lines for the majority of their existence. It's just, here's your segment, here's your segment, here's your segment. Now there have been some weeks that, oh, the opening segment sets up the main event segment. Like, there have been some weeks where they've done this, but now they do it like every single week, and it's very noticeable, and it's just very funny to me, because like, on the surface, and look, this worked. This 100% worked. I'm not gonna pretend otherwise. I've said it. It worked. But on the surface, when they announced Darby and MJF, you wouldn't think that needs a through line. It's just, hey, there's your main event. It's Darby and MJF. We kind of know the story. Do a video package during the night. Do a promo or something during the night. But like, you don't really need any type of through line. And instead, they did the whole thing to start the show, where MJF went dark, didn't know this match was happening. It's going to be the opener, and then it's not the opener, and then it becomes the main event. It's like, you wouldn't think that was necessary, but then you see it in action. It's like, oh yeah, that's very good. They pulled it off very well. It just pops me that Tony is now using through lines on every single Dynamite. He's like, yeah, if you want the segment by segment stuff, go watch Collision. If you want stories, everybody, go watch Dynamite. This is the the proof of like, AEW doesn't tell stories.
Is this the first time he did it back-to-back week? No, he's done it 3 straight weeks, actually.
Yeah.
He did the contract signing into MJF and Mike Bailey, as well as the Omega Trios matchup 2 weeks ago. Then last week was the United Empire and Death Riders brawl leading into the Chaos in Canada later in the night. And then this week, it's the MJF. I think this is the first time in AEW history that he did 3 straight weeks of Dynamite show-long narratives.
Yeah, he listened to us. He didn't listen to Russo. Russo, his through line sucked.
See, this is what Tony Khan needed to do. Just watch In the Weeds and AE Ramble, and he's fixed a lot of he fixed a lot of things. I even got a live angle for the Women's Championship on this show. Oh, this might be my favorite Dynamite of the year. Oh my God, he's been listening to me. That was my big complaint on the Dynasty review on True Heat, was this women's division is the glaring problem in AEW. You're not giving any of these women the opportunity to get over as characters. And man, did they get over with this segment last night. So yeah, I'm pleased. I'm pleased with the AEW World title picture. I was pleased with last night's episode, and regardless of how I felt going into last night about the decision to put the title on Darby, I cannot take anything away from how well it went down.
There was a segment earlier in the night with Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay being checked out by the trainers, because, of course, Will's getting checked out by the trainers, and Kenny, of course, coming off the loss to MJF, and it was effectively, Omega saying, like, maybe I got one more shot here. What do I need to do to do this? And I did like that Will and Kenny kissed. It was just on the head, but people like to make the oh, they should kiss meme, and there you go, and kissed on the head there. But coming out of this, there's been some talk. Now, I think this is the Owen final, by the way. That's my official prediction. And I don't think I'm going, super hot take there. But
it's either one or the other. It's either one or the other between the Owen final or the All-In main event.
So that was the thing. Can you do this as the All-In main event? Do you think they do this as the All-In main event?
No, I can't get what I want. So, so I think you're probably right about the Owen segment, the Owen Hart final. All I gotta say is, Jesus Christ, this was an incredible segment. This was incredible. This was like, you don't see this a lot with wins and losses on a pay-per-view, and that's be the follow-up where you have 2 of your top baby faces lose on the pay-per-view and just be so kind of like struck by it. Like, it felt like they had a legitimate loss in their life. Like Will talking about, I've been crying for the last 40 minutes and being in the trainer's room for the last 40 minutes, and Omega being down in the dumps. He sold it so well. I think Kenny Omega gets a lot of crap or gets a lot of slack for his promo skills in the ring, but when it comes to his character work, I don't think you can deny that he is a great character when he wants to be, because this was great character work, telling the story of like how much this loss loss like really got to him, that he stopped believing in himself, that he didn't think that he could ever be the AEW World Champion again. And I like Will talking about their history together, being in New Japan together, and seeing him like lose to Okada and being down in the dumps about that. But what did you do? You came back a year later and you were able to overcome him. And Omega being like, dude, that was like 10 years ago. like I don't know if I got it in me. That was before diverticulitis and everything. And then Will being like, well, I believe in you. He was like, I haven't stopped believing in my dream. My dream is to become the AEW World Champion, and I believe in that, and I still believe in you because you're my hero. And that really was the line that really got to Omega, like, all right, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can't stop believing. I can still be the AEW World Champion. I thought this was so well done. They didn't try to ignore the presence of the camera. I love the final part where Omega's like, all right, no more cameras. Like, I gotta actually think about what just happened here, what just said. I gotta get my mind right. Like, I love that type of stuff. Like, there's too many segments with the backstage segments where they just act like the freaking camera is not there all the time. So I like when wrestlers actually acknowledge the camera being there. I acknowledge that this loss actually means something and can not only hurt me like in my trajectory in the company or my title opportunities, but it also hurts me mentally and professionally and emotionally. Like, I don't believe in myself after this loss to MJF, but you believing in me gave myself the belief. That was superb. That was probably if it was like a single segment, like I said, I love the whole show long narrative with Darby and MJF, but as a single segment, I thought that did the most for the AEW World title picture, to put your two top baby faces and have them both say they want to be the world champion. I thought that did the most to kind of elevate this story of the AEW World title picture in AEW.
And then Ospreay went on to defeat Hechicero in a really great match. And I'd like that it was longer because it should have been longer because Ospreay shouldn't have won so short. I don't know if I need Ospreay competing and winning in these matches when his neck is supposedly so messed up that he's not able to compete, but he can just go out here and still beat a guy like Hechicero, who probably should have put him in some type of like neck crank 2 minutes into the match and got Ospreay to tap out. But what can you do? I get Will Ospreay as a superhero. I completely understand that. This is where the whole emotion from Kenny and Ospreay, it didn't fall flat for me because I thought Kenny was great, but it's tough for me to believe Ospreay is down after a loss and hurt and stuff, because he just bounces back and he just beats a dude on Dynamite 5 minutes later. It's tough for me to connect with Will in that way. He's a superhero. That's cool. I have no problem with him being a superhero. Don't try to sell me that you are hurt on things, because you've never proven that you were hurt. That's my disconnect with Will Ospreay. As great as he is, it's just tough for me to connect with, oh yeah, this actually is affecting him injury wise, because it never does once he gets into the ring.
Hey, I felt the emotion with Will Ospreay, and I love this matchup. This was probably the best matchup I think it was the best matchup on the show last night, because Hechicero was on the money here. Probably his best single. I want to say his best singles match. I think this was better than the Moxley matchup. I think the only one that comes on this level is probably the Bryan matchup, because he was great here as far as in AEW, because he had a excellent matchup with Claudio Castagnoli in Arena Mexico when he won the CMLL World Heavyweight Championship. But his work on the neck, the elbow drop off the top rope to the back of the neck, I was like, oh, I'm feeling that too. Ooh, that was deadly. Then the freaking the head scissor driver. Oh my God, Will sold that tremendously. The only part that I will nitpick and that I didn't like is Doc Samson coming into the ring and checking on him. I understand if he's outside and he's looking like in bad shape, like how they did during the Dynasty matchup with Moxley, if the doctor was to check on him there, but it just felt like that went on a little too long for me and my blood. That would be my only nitpick of the matchup. But I thought Will's selling has gotten better. And I think it is because he has had actual double fusion neck surgery, so this stuff probably does hurt him. He's not as much selling as much as just feeling the pain a little bit more. But I think his selling has gotten way better when it comes to his in-ring matches, and he's putting on TV master classes with Hechicero last night, the Pac matchup. He had that incredible matchup with Moxley at Dynasty as well. So yeah. I've been loving Will Ospreay since he's come back because I feel like his storytelling and his selling in the ring, his psychology in the ring has gotten so much better. And I thought this was the best match of the night last night.
I thought it was the best match of the night. I have trouble just connecting with Will in that way. I need, like, his selling is good. I don't know what it is. I just don't believe that he's ever in like real danger because he just comes back and he just wins, or he's just, even if he loses, okay, he lost to John Moxley, fine. Like, he got a pile driver on the stairs. He got multiple Death Riders and paradigm shifts. He lost. He does the whole emotional thing with Kenny Omega, and then he just comes back. He does an 18-minute match with Hechicero and beats him. It's like, okay, I don't believe like you're actually like hurting in all of this. Like, you're a superhero.
Well, it wasn't like he dominated. He took like 80% of the matchup. He just hit 2 home run shots. He hit the great reversal on the triangle choke into the Styles Clash, and then he hit the hidden blade, and then he went right back to selling. He tried to put on a strong face to intimidate Marina Shafir, who was in the crowd watching this, and then he got his ass handed to him post-match. Like, I think he's eating way more shit than he usually does. He's not coming off like the superhero. He wants to be the same superhero that he was pre-injury, but I think he's doing a good job of telling the story that he's not 100% back just yet.
Just take a week off. Say the doctors won't clear you for this week, and then do the match.
No. I'm sorry. We gotta keep that same energy with John Moxley. I need Moxley to take like a month off. Until Moxley takes a month off, I'm not Xing Will Ospreay, who just got back here, to take a week off.
Sure, I've just said Moxley should have had his vacation a long time ago. Come on now. You can say keep that same energy with somebody else, but not with me. Like,
no, I'm talking about don't bring that energy to Ospreay's door when his rival wants to wrestle every single week. Like, I think that he's just trying to keep up and put on a strong face, but obviously he's not at 100%. I don't think he's coming off like the superhero. I think that's what I said. I buy him being like emotionally taken, and this talk with Kenny Omega gave him the strength to pass his strength test and have a matchup last night. That's what I think.
See, and this is the difference to me between Will and Kenny, and why I think Kenny is better at this stuff, is I believe there is a struggle with Kenny Omega. Like, I think there is just more of a struggle with Kenny, and I can get behind him struggling more because he will just take this week off. It's like, you know what? I lost. I don't need to come out here and do any type of match. Like, I believe Kenny when he comes off of the loss and when it means something. I think it means something to Will as well, but I just believe Kenny more when it comes to that, and I don't believe Will quite as much. And so when you put them in the same segment together, one guy to me shines out a little bit more than the other guy.
Oh, I'm not gonna deny. I've said this multiple times. I think there's only one pro wrestler who is better than Kenny Omega that I've seen, especially in the last 25 years, and that's Bryan Danielson. Other than that, I would agree. Kenny Omega is better at the pro wrestling as far as storytelling, in-ring, the overall game than Will Ospreay. But that doesn't mean that I don't buy into the Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is a superhero when he gets into the ring and wants to still be that superhero, but I don't think that it's taking anything away or that I can't buy into it. Just me.
Yeah. And I realize I'm probably the minority here, and that's fine. I can be in the minority. I do not care if people do not agree with me. I am just stating of why I can't fully connect with Will Ospreay like so many seem to. And I take nothing, absolutely nothing away from his in-ring ability. I've praised him plenty of times with how great he is in the ring. He's been part of some of my favorite matches. It is a connection thing. That's it. That's all it is. No. Jeremy hates baby faces. Jeremy is wrong. That's fine. I do hate baby faces, honestly.
You do. I get it.
I do hate all the baby faces. I do. Wait, I know Will explained the selling thing. Like, again, I didn't, and I even said to the point when he like no sold the Death Rider and hit the hidden blade on that. I said like I just watched a guy with a torn ACL knock out a guy. I'm okay with Will Ospreay getting dropped on his head there and then hitting a quick hidden blade and then being down and selling on things. I don't even think Will is a bad seller. I'm not even saying that. I don't think he's a bad seller. Honestly, it simply comes down to connection of I can't always buy that he is in as much trouble as he is selling because he's a superhero. And I'm cool with him being a superhero. But that is also why I can't buy that he is in as much trouble as he is in. And look, I don't like superhero movies. Okay? Maybe that's my issue as well.
That's probably your thing. You can't get in. You can't connect with Will Ospreay because you're not into the MCU.
I don't like superheroes. They do nothing for me. People talk about like, oh, this Marvel movie is so great. This Superman movie is so great. Like, sure, I guess. I don't know. Iron Man wins in the end, right? Great, good for him. Superman, like, no, I'm not a fan of the Avengers. I've seen one Avenger movie. No idea what happened in it. I assume the Avengers won. I know Thanos wins one of them, sure, but no idea what actually happened in them. I'm not a fan of comic book movies and stuff like that. And maybe that's part of the stuff with Ospreay as well. It's just like I'm not a fan of superhero stuff. I take nothing away from Will like as a wrestler though, and I think he is completely. What is Doomsday? What is this? In
December. That's Dr. Doom trying to take over.
All right. I realize this is the most hypocritical thing in the world because if you guys really wanted to dunk on me, I love the Fast and Furious franchise.
Exactly.
And that's the most dumbest.
That's why I've been laughing. That's why I've just been laughing because you like Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
You don't like
those are real people, SP3. They're not superheroes.
No, they're not. I've seen this man crash a car, get propelled from one half of a highway to the other half of the highway, just land on his back. He's perfectly fine. This Vin Diesel has more he can withstand kryptonite while the Superman would die.
It's very easy to dunk on me for this stuff. I mean, come on now. I make it easy for everybody. I'll dunk on myself. It's completely fine. I got to come up with a player analogy for Will Ospreay. I don't know who it's going to be. Yeah, that movie ruled. Hobbs and Shaw was awesome. 10 out of 10.
Hobbs and Shaw is better than half of the Fast and Furious.
Movie's great. Hi, baby. My wife is in here laughing at me.
I'll never forget that when we tried to do a tier list for Fast and Furious, and Jeremy just wanted to put all of them in S tier.
Because all of them are in S tier.
No,
that's why.
No, it's literally only 5 belongs in S tier, and then you can sprinkle the rest in all the other tiers.
They all believe in S tier. You are completely off base here. I think Zay Zay's cinematics. I've watched the Lord of the Rings movies because my ex made me watch them. They suck. They're complete trash. Yeah, Sammer.
I already told him that I was going to watch them.
Yeah, why are you going to watch? Do you like the Lord of the Rings movies?
I've only seen the first two.
They suck.
He's upset with me that I haven't seen the first
They're garbage.
I'm freaking Randall from Clerks 2. I hate the Lord of the Rings. I'm more of a Star Wars guy.
Even Star Wars, I'm like, sure, whatever.
I like Star Wars way more than I like Lord of the Rings. I've watched like one Lord of the Rings movie. I was like, never again. Harry Potter, I was into because I used to read the books.
I think the Lord of the Rings movie sucks. I've seen the Hobbit movies; those suck too. Harry Potter, I've only seen. My wife loves the Harry Potter movies. I've only seen one of them all the way through, but I've seen it through twice. That's my Harry Potter claim to fame. Is I've seen one of them all the way through, but I've seen that one twice. I have no idea what happens in those movies. I don't like sci-fi movies. Like, I'm really not like a big like sci-fi person. I like movies that are based in reality but can have like some over the top element. This is why I love Fast and Furious, because it's allegedly based in reality. But then they do
it literally hasn't since like 6. We're going on like 11. Oh.
But it's not sci-fi. You know, it's not like a sci-fi movie. You know what I mean?
They car to space.
Yeah, that ruled. That you can make that happen.
No, it did not. No, it did not. That movie sucked. Everything since like 8 has sucked. 8 sucked.
How dare
9
you.
sucked. 10 sucked.
You could put a car in space. We got that technology nowadays.
7 is good. 6 is probably the closest they got into 5. 5 is the peak. That's S tier. 4 is all right. It's fine. Vin Diesel's back. Tokyo Drift is better on a rewatch than it was when you first watched it. 2 is ridiculous. And 1 is fine because it's the start of the whole series. See, I just ranked the Fast and Furious movies from a non-biased perspective, even though Jeremy wants to put them all in S tier.
I didn't hear a word you said. Hibbity hoopla. Fast and Furious is the greatest film franchise of all time. John Wick is good. I do like the John Wick movies. Those are good. Yeah, cars can go in space. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I've already said the only horror franchise that I really watch is Scream. I've watched all the Scream movies.
Yeah, I'm not a big like horror person, so I can't get too deep into the horror. Yeah, this is all Will Ospreay's fault.
Yeah, Will Ospreay made us go down a whole movie loop.
I've seen somebody mention The Boys because they dunk on superhero. Yeah, Richard saying Jeremy should watch The Boys.
I watched The Boys.
I've seen the first 2 seasons of The Boys. I never went back to like catch up and rewatch everything.
Season 3 is one of their best seasons. Yeah, this season is getting up there. The season is getting up there. The new season. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. It's good. It's paying off.
I didn't mind that.
A lot of stuff as of late.
I didn't mind The Boys. Like I actually kind of liked that series. So yeah, that's again only the first 2 seasons though. This conversation stemmed from me saying I hate Will Ospreay. Terrible professional wrestler, Will Ospreay.
Hey, come on! You're gonna get me heat. He actually likes me. Like he likes me.
No. I feel like he has a sense of humor about things, so like he probably like look at this and be like,
he's not. Yeah,
sure.
Hey, he retweeted a clip from our Dynasty review. So shout outs to him.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah, I have no issues with Will. It's completely a connection thing. That's all. It's very funny though. It's very funny. What else happened on that? You mentioned the Thekla promo. This ruled because she interrupts Renee and she's like, "No one, as pretty as you look, no one came here to see you talk." I was like, "Yeah."
He was like, all these women in the back is just dumb bitches. And then Alex Windsor comes out and interrupts her. He's like, look what I said. I said dumb bitches and hula.
Yeah, that's... That rule.
I was like, I love this. No, the best part.
The best was, hold on.
Is, go ahead, I'll let you.
Windsor's like, you got fired from Stardom. She's like, I didn't get fired from Stardom. I got fired from Stardom.
It was so Rick James. It was so
Yes.
Rick James coded.
Yeah.
It was so Rick James coded. It's the delivery. It's the delivery. I didn't get fired from Japan. Okay, I got fired. I was like, this is why she needed promo time. I've been saying this. I've been saying it for weeks on AE Ramble. I've been saying it for weeks on here. We need more Tekla promo time on Dynamite. She is the best promo in the women's division right now. And oh my God, this was, I saw so many people online last night. There was like, oh, I'm a Tekla fan now. So I was like, thank you.
So
I've been
much.
saying this for weeks.
It absolutely rolled. I was dying during this promo segment. And then B-Fab and Michin came out and got beat up by Alex Windsor. So that was the end of
That's
the
crazy. That's crazy. This is a thing, B-Fab and Michin. I mean, you're not wrong.
Am I wrong?
That's crazy. That's crazy. But oh man, Tekla was incredible. She's so good. And I love the way she does promo exchanges. Like, she did not let Alex Windsor just say her whole promo. She was like making interruptions and oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's just making noises. I was like, this is the most natural promo exchange I've heard in such a long time in AEW.
Yeah, it is natural because it is kind of unnatural if somebody's like talking this much shit to you to just stand there and be like, oh yeah, that's a good point. I agree with you there. All right, let me think of what I'm gonna say in response. But and just like reacting to the promo is kind of what most people would do in a conversation.
I don't know if we have space back here, but I do have the picture of the kid's reaction when she says dumb bitches. I gotta put it on screen.
Oh, okay, yeah. Can you upload it? Or...
Yeah, let me see if there's space, because that had me rolling when I was doing pictures for AE Ramble tomorrow. I was saying, yeah, I saw the black kid, and this is the best response. No, there's no space. I don't know.
Hold on, let me delete something.
I have to delete one or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did see that. I saw somebody in the chat mention that. I did see the kid response was just.
Oh, I don't know why that got up there. I don't even know what this is.
Man. What?
I don't know. What is this?
You don't know.
I didn't put that up there.
Oh, I don't know what's going on.
I have no, all right, try to upload it now.
Okay. Let me see.
I deleted a couple things. I don't want to delete stuff from other people's shows, even though I should just delete stuff from other people's shows. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, it's up
okay, there you
go.
This was awesome. This.
The black kid is like,
wait, what did she just say?
Yeah. Rolls.
Oh man, that was so
that
good.
title.
That was exactly the moment where she said "La dot." I said "dumb bitches," and suddenly you appear.
that title, by the way, is so huge, and it looks so huge on her, and it just reminded me of like how tiny it was initially. Like, remember the initial like AEW Women's title was like that small. It looked like that WWE title that they gave London, because London was like, yeah, we ain't paying that much for WrestleMania. They're like, all right, well, you ain't getting the giant custom title. We're gonna give you this little tiny hands title over here. That's what the initial AEW title looked like for people that do not remember that time. Now it's like it's a gigantic thing. So like I'm all for it, but I don't know. It just looks so much bigger on Thekla than it does. I guess like than it did on Statlander and stuff, or that it did on Tony Storm. Like, I don't know if like they upgraded it. It just looks huge on her.
No, it looked big on Mariah May when Mariah May was champion as well.
Yeah,
that's a part of our intro for AE Ramble, so we see that every week of how big that title looked on her.
Yeah, it just looks so huge on her. But this segment was great. Thekla, she does rule. She's awesome. Willow beat Kamille in Camille's first loss in 532 days. Pour one out. This match existed.
Yeah, I want to give Kamille the benefit of the doubt, but she just wasn't good in this matchup. Like, and I'll jock it down to ring rust maybe, but like her feet work, she just moves very awkward in the ring as well. So yeah, this wasn't
I
the greatest.
I would love to chalk it up to ring rust, and I very loudly defended like Britt Baker when she returned and didn't have a good match in her first match back and everything. It's tougher for me to defend Kamille when she's had like one good match her whole career. And it's just not there. Like, I just don't think it's there, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's gonna be there.
I'm glad Willow just got the win. And now we can move on. We don't have to revisit this. Hopefully. Yeah, but yeah, it wasn't good. What was good though was Hikaru Shida backstage not letting Chris Statlander say a word. I like that segment.
Yeah. I do like Sheeta's dynamic with Statlander. It feels a little inside of like we're not gonna let Statlander talk.
It was like, we will take the Japanese woman who just learned English over you.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, this was your last world champion before Thekla, and now she's just backstage and she's not being allowed to talk. Yeah, okay. Kevin Knight defeated Claudio Castagnoli. Really good match. Shorter than I thought it was going to be. I expected it to be like a little bit longer, but Will Ospreay had to no sell for 18 minutes, so we had to cut time off of this match.
This guy over here. Troll. Man, yeah. What about that freaking pop-up European uppercut? Oh my God.
I was so scared of what they were going for here because it's like a neutralizer off the top. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Knight was grabbing the ropes, and then it looked like it might be a Hurricane Rana. I was like, what are they even attempting? They made it look good. Like they saved it well with the pop-up uppercut or the uppercut. But yeah, it looked like it was going to be really rough. Fortunately, it was not rough. Like it looked good, but I was concerned there for a second.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. I enjoyed the hell out of that matchup. I don't think it looked. Someone saying the spot looked bad. I thought it looked. Wrestling should look like a struggle. It shouldn't always look smooth. That's why I liked the spot, because it looked like this wasn't the plan. His plan was to go for the neutralizer off the top, and he just basically improvised and just went for the pop-up European into that. I enjoyed that a lot. And I thought Kevin Knight was great. I thought they worked well with each other. Claudio being more the base for Kevin's athleticism, his leaping ability, his high flying stuff. So yeah, I thought they had a really good matchup. And I like Kev basically keeping the same energy that he did in my interview with him, because I also did ask him about being a double champion, because he was so adamant about that when he was trios champion. I was like, do you still want to be a double champion as TNT champion? And he was basically like, yeah, we got unfinished business with FTR. We want to go back after the trios titles. And yeah, I'm still got my eyes set on the AEW World Championship. So him saying that he had his eyes set on the Darby Allin and MJF matchup, two guys that he does have history with, and now that Darby's the champion, he was also talked heavily about the fact that his whole run, his whole success as a singles performer really started with beating Darby Allin. He's like, he was like, people tend to forget, I did what Mount Everest couldn't do. I took out Darby Allin. Don't forget, I did that. So yeah, I like the fact that he had the promo talking about Jet 2 belts. So I'm here for it. That would be, and they really set up like him as well as Tommaso Ciampa being potential challengers for Darby Allin ahead of Double or Nothing.
I didn't mind the Ciampa thing, but it did feel a little weird that Ciampa is just like, I'm going after the title. I was like, all right, you've won some matches, but who have you really beaten out here?
He's won
like you've
six of his last 7.
and you've beaten the dudes that get beaten. Like that's who you defeated. The last time you faced anybody of note, you got beat, and you didn't win
He beat Mark Briscoe. He's got victories over Mark Briscoe.
That was months ago at this point. I can't count that. He lost to Daniel Garcia, man. Daniel Garcia don't win matches, okay?
He's only lost to Garcia and Fletcher. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, that Garcia loss is pretty glaring. That Garcia loss is pretty glaring. His strength of schedule ain't good.
And Roderick Strong. He's beating Juice Robinson and Ace Austin. He's beating Leo Rush. And last night he beat Desmond Xavier. First singles loss for Desmond Xavier.
His strength of schedule ain't good.
Who else has beaten Desmond Xavier in singles action in AEW? I'll tell you who. No one except for Tommaso Ciampa.
Was this Desmond Xavier's only singles match? Does he have another?
Yes,
one?
it was. But it was. He's the first person to beat him.
No, that's fair. Look, Kamille hadn't lost in 532 days, so I totally respect. I was just legitimately trying to remember if he had another one before this.
I'm very adamant.
Yeah, no, I respect the bit. I respect it. You know that. Tommaso Ciampa, he's the New England Patriots. Yeah, he might get to the Super Bowl, and then he'll get smoked. Yeah, that's where he's at.
My shadow knows my story. Man,
the schedule.
Ciampa and Darby would cook, though. Come on. Let that be the main event.
Oh, Ciampa's great. Yeah, I'm all for that. That'd be a great match. I'm completely for that. But you just ain't beating anybody. That's why when he was like, I'm going after the world title, I'm like, are you going after the world title? Like, since when have you earned any type of world title shot?
Everyone has their... Hey, it's not about your strength of schedule. It's about how many wins have you tallied up. He's won 6 of his last 7.
Nah, that's stupid, though. That's stupid. That's what they used to do with Dark and everything. I'll never forget when like Jay Lethal was like 50-3 getting title shots, and like, who the fuck is Jay Lethal beating? And it's a bunch of dudes on Dark. That's it. That's all. He beat Andrade. He beat Andrade. Come on now.
Yeah.
Like, we're not using Darby as the example here.
Exactly.
Like,
Andrade is a quality win. Hangman beat Andrade to get his shot at Revolution. So, yeah.
He beat Andrade in a legitimate number 1 contenders match. This wasn't like you beat Andrade and now we're just going to give you... It was a number 1 contenders match. It had the stipulation to it. Darby also had wins over Moxley. Like, Darby he's got a good strength of schedule overall. We're not going to pretend like Darby
Moxley,
and Ciampa.
Beat Roosh.
Yeah, Darby and Ciampa are not on the same level here. Ciampa's best win is... It might be Desmond Xavier, honestly. I mean, Jay Lethal, Leo Rush.
Hey, Blackheart Leo Rush, not just Leo Rush. Blackheart Leo Rush.
How many matches has Blackheart Leo Rush won in AEW?
He's gonna win one. Eventually.
Not tonight he's not. Spoiler alert.
No,
not tonight he's not.
As I said, eventually.
Ace Austin. Juice Robinson. Mascara Dorada. That might be his best win, honestly.
Win. Yeah, that's a good win.
Yeah, Mascara Dorada might be his best win.
Dorada beat Claudio. He's beaten Claudio and Roderick in a triple threat matchup.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the Mascara Dorada win.
He's got some quality wins in there. Don't front on him like you don't have no quality wins. What are we talking about?
His strength against the strength of schedule ain't great there. It ain't great.
It was a good match. Good match with Desmond Xavier. They had a nice little styles clash in there. Good stuff.
We're talking since he lost the TNT title. No, Mark Briscoe is in his first match is a good strong win, but we're talking since he lost the TNT title to Fletcher. He's got a loss to Daniel Garcia in there too. The Daniel Garcia loss is kind of glaring.
Yeah,
when was Daniel
Garcia's? That's the only loss that was not necessary. But
when was Daniel Garcia's?
Mark Briscoe's fault.
Well, a loss is a loss though. When was Daniel Garcia's last singles victory in AEW? Do you remember it?
That's tough.
He hasn't had a lot. In fairness to him, like the Ciampa match was his first singles match in this year in AEW.
Okay, so
Garcia's last singles victory in AEW was Matt Menard. That's how long back it goes.
Daddy,
I feel
Magic
like
at the end of last year.
I feel like that was 5 years ago when he faced Matt Menard. You could have told me that match happened in 2023, and I'd be like, yeah, that checks out. I believe you. Right. Yeah. I already went strength of schedule for wins and losses.
Yeah, what are you talking about? This is not college basketball, sir.
It is. I mean, we went on a whole tangent about superhero movies because I said I didn't connect with Will Ospreay trying to act like he's an underdog or act like trying to garner sympathy. That's all. Anything else happened on this show that I missed? Oh, Jericho, the great Chris Jericho.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to forget that segment. That was probably the only segment I didn't really get. I mean, I didn't get too much joy watching Kamille wrestle, but yeah. I mean, Jericho was fine. The crowd responded to him well outside of Canada.
Crowd loves Chris Jericho.
Oh, the FDR promo was good.
I was doing other things during this Chris Jericho segment. Yeah, FTR. I didn't mind the FTR promo. I thought like more was gonna come of it, but I was kind of glad that nothing more did come of it. And then I did like the 10-second pose, and they did basically the graveyard pose. That was good stuff.
That was good. I love Stokely. Stokely talking. It's a thumbs up segment for me. Jericho, he was fine. It got a little corny with the bald of everything, and Ricochet. He hasn't been the greatest on the mic over the last 2 weeks. Hasn't been that good.
Is Jericho doing like a WWE bit? Is that? I still think this is going to turn into Prince. I still think he's going to turn himself into a symbol, but it also feels like
it's just the artist formerly known as Jericho.
Yeah. I kind of think that Jericho is just doing like this is what I would do if I returned to WWE. Like that's what it feels like he's doing right now. I would do the list all over again. Oh, you guys like bald? I'll just keep saying bald over and over again. But he's not, because he would do this like during the Ocho reign or maybe the Nueve reign. I don't remember. But, he would do like the inside baseball kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. This feels like it's similar, but it's not as blatant as that one was. Because that was very blatant when he was doing that. This feels like we know what he's doing, or at least we're supposed to know what he's doing, but it's not like outwardly with everything. So yeah, and Ricochet mentioned of like, oh, you're gonna do the list, you're gonna come out in the suit and do big words and all this stuff. Like he mentioned Jericho's past like gimmicks and everything. So it does kind of feel like he's just doing a bit. He's doing the greatest hits tour.
The demo god, he mentioned that.
Yeah. All right. Was there anything else from Dynamite?
I think that is everything now.
Okay.
I think that is everything.
Do you have a moment of Wednesday, SP3?
My moment of Wednesday, I would go with, Darby Allin winning the AEW World Championship, or like I said, the amazing Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. But I love to laugh. It's Tekla. It's Tekla. Tekla is my moment of Wednesday. And the look she had on that kid's face, as well as, okay, I got fired from Japan.
I gotta start going first on these moments. You guys keep taking mine. 'Cause I figured you were gonna go Darby.
You gotta pick the obvious. You gotta pick the obvious of Darby. You were right. You were proven right.
I'm not gonna go Darby's win. I'm gonna go MJF from start to finish. And I'm gonna go how he sold that he didn't know he was gonna do this match because he was legitimately offline for the last 3 days, and his wife was legitimately offline for the last 3 days. And I'm gonna go with him threatening to sue everybody, and then the way he performed in the main event with just getting nuked in the way that he did. So I will go with MJF, his whole performance from start to finish as my moment of Wednesday. But it was truly Tekla, because that rolled.
Oh, it was surely. We got to show love. Darby Allin finally getting the win. Payoff of a 7-year journey for Darby Allin. So props to him.
A number of super chats here. We appreciate you guys leaving them. Matthew says, I'm not a Darby fan, but this whole show and lead up I think was really well done. Now the follow up is important. Darby should lose at Double or Nothing, period. I think he will. I think he'll lose at Double or Nothing. We'll see what I think they'll have a solid enough follow up. He'll probably have some matches. I think the follow up is going to be more about like MJF and how does he get his rematch. I don't know if it's like a contractually obligated thing. You know, sometimes they invoke that, sometimes they don't. So I don't know if they'll do that, or if he'll have to, work his way up, whatever it might be. But I think it's going to be more about MJF getting his rematch than Darby being the champion.
I do like the fact that they have a month to get to Double or Nothing, so they can play with it, have some title defenses and everything. And I heard you guys comparing the Darby win and title reign to a Mick Foley. This felt more to me like Lex Luger's win against Hollywood Hulk Hogan in 1997. That's what it felt like in the moment. Maybe because it's on, the Turner networks, because Sting was there. But it just felt like that kind of shocking win that made sense to happen. And I think the Foley win is too easy to compare to that, because Foley and Darby have kind of that similar style of they just get the hell beating out of them. But this felt more to me like the Luger moment more than the Foley win.
The Luger moment, I love the Luger moment. The Luger moment almost stepped on, the Sting moment stepped on itself because everything that was in
That's why I remember the Luger moment more fondly all these years later than I do Sting at Starrcade.
Yeah, and Luger lost the title back 3 days later, so that was a true. The Luger moment just felt like, all right, we legitimately have beaten you up every week. And it felt like Hogan saying, I'll lose this one, brother, because I know I'm getting it back in 6 days anyway, so whatever. And Hogan did a great job. Hogan did a great job putting him over, don't get me wrong, but that just felt like Hogan acting like... Maybe I'm looking at it obviously in hindsight, knowing more information. Because in the moment, I was like, "Oh yeah, this rules. Lex Luger is the champion." So I'm probably looking at it more as a cynical, jaded view than I did when it happened, where I'm sure I was super excited and stuff. So that's probably unfair to the Luger moment. I like that you went Luger though instead of the Foley, because I still think it is more Foley, but.
I think the title reign will be more like Foley, but I think the moment is more like Luger.
Okay. I still think Jeff Jarrett should have come out and hit MJF with the guitar. He should have got that Austin pop. Imagine if Bree Woo hit in the middle of all this.
It should have been the America's Most Wanted jumping Darby, and then MJF still wins.
Other Mikey says ROH has 5 women's matches Friday. Watch ROH. Yeah, they're doing the gauntlet, or not, Survival of the Fittest. They're doing qualifying matches for Survival of the Fittest.
Is that on Friday this week instead of
Thursday?
It's
Friday. Or because Collision's tonight.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. That makes sense.
Volub says, shout out to Tex, talking about getting fired from Stardom. Still makes me laugh. Pile drive Tony too someday. Nothing happens if you pile drive Tony. He wears a neck brace at the draft, and then that's that.
And that's it. You don't even get fined, suspended, nothing like that. You still get into the no, you can't be handed the TNT championship because that's what Jack Perry's penalty was for dropping Tony on his head.
Zay says a lot of UK talent on the WWE trial, NXT UK back. I thought it returned like 2 years ago, right? Didn't it come back in the summer of 2024? Isn't that what we were told?
Yeah, that's what we were told. I'm pretty sure we have to NXT Europe somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Or this is it. No, they're doing it now. It was just delayed. They just had a slight delay of plans. They didn't update us on it, but they're gonna do it now.
Yeah. And Tenruza says thoughts on Forbidden Door and 10K for Double or Nothing. Yeah, we mentioned 10K for Double or Nothing last night or yesterday. That's a good job by them. Yeah. I assume they're gonna open up more seats, and I hope they fill out the building. But the fact that they did 10K with no match announcement, I mean, people know they're getting the Owen final, and they would have assumed it. It's Double or Nothing.
No, they only did it last year because it was right before All In, because All In was in July. Usually the Owen, and it's All In London at the end of August. They usually run it closer to Forbidden Door.
Yeah, you're right.
Forbidden Door is usually the start of the Owen.
You're right.
Maybe they can do it like Mikey said. Maybe they could start the Owen at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, I was thinking of last year because the final was there last year. But you're right that the previous years, because All In is usually later in the year, but it was earlier in the year last year. So yeah, you're right. Okay, well, I mean, that makes it more impressive then, because they're probably not going to get the Owen final. Like you would assume that you were going to get like an MJF match, and obviously before last night an MJF title defense. So, but otherwise, nothing's announced for that show, and the fact that they did 10K is good on them. So, and then Forbidden Door running the same day as Slammiversary. People are being really stupid about this.
And I love the fact that some people online are being like, oh, TNA fans are being weird. I can tell y'all, from the people that I saw talking about this, they're not TNA fans. They're WWE fans that are whataboutisming, trying to whataboutism the narrative and be like, you guys got all upset when WWE counter-programmed you all, but no one says a thing. No one says a thing when they do it to TNA, and then TNA is the smaller company. Like, y'all are so ridiculous, because the facts and timing and how booking arenas work just works against your whole entire idea of logic.
I'm going to eat a Starburst, so you're going to have to talk more.
No worries. But yeah, if people aren't aware, the AEW definitely had the arena and the date booked way before they announced it yesterday. They're not going to do all of that, go through all of that trouble in less than a week to book the same day as Slammiversary just to get the one up on TNA. It's great to talk about and joke about in the whole conversation of AEW versus TNA that has been prevalent over the last week due to Carlos Silva's actions. But no, this is not a counter programming idea or counter programming strategy by Tony Khan to go against Slammiversary. It does not matter if Slammiversary was in its usual time in July, seeing as that's where they have done Slammiversary over the last couple of years, seeing as they didn't have an arena book as much as like less than a month ago for the arena, because they were originally supposed to be in Long Island back at UBS Arena, but then they had to switch it up because of scheduling conflicts. So no. Let's stop all of that. Let's stop all that noise. Is it going to be great when we get to June 28th? Oh, yeah, it's going to be amazing, the discourse, what's going to happen then. But no, I don't think this is – I don't personally think that this is a counter-programming strategy by Tony Khan to F over TNA.
It's a shame Tony has gone high road, because it would have been so much funnier if he came out and be like, yeah, fuck TNA. I did counter program. I booked this arena on this day on 4 days notice, made sure it aligned with CMLL, Stardom, and New Japan, and this is when we're running the show. It would have been so much funnier if he did that. But that's not what happens. Like, they couldn't announce the show because WWE was just at the SAP Center on Friday, and so like contractual agreements state like you can't announce a show of this similar variety before another show is held at the arena. So I'm pretty sure like the earliest they could have announced it was probably like Monday, maybe Sunday. They held off until Wednesday. It made sense to hold off until Wednesday. Hey, it's Dynamite tonight. We're going to do this big title change. They also announced the Lucha mask as well with the NFL. So they decided to just pack all their announcements into one day, which fair play to them. I called it competitive spirit, and then people were like mad at me of like, oh, it's competitive spirit when AEW does it, but it's like petty when WWE does. I love when WWE counter programs AEW. It's funny to me. It's competition. Whatever. Who cares?
And that backfired on WWE royally in 2025. Like especially All In, when they tried to counter program All In, like that backfired on them big time. So I don't even see the benefit if this was Tony Khan trying to counter program TNA, because he just saw the bigger company, the company that's way bigger than them, and there's a gap between 1 and 2 when it comes to where WWE is at and where AEW is at. WWE is number one, and that's not gonna change anytime soon. So I don't understand, and I will let y'all know. Jimmy Macaram has even said this before. The gap between AEW and TNA might be even bigger than the gap between AEW and WWE. So it does not benefit AEW one iota to counter program TNA.
Yeah, like it doesn't make any sense. And again, logistically, like it doesn't work. Like it does not work, because you got to have these arenas booked well in advance. You can't make this announcement 4 days after TNA, or however many days, a week after TNA announces its schedule, and get everything set up by that point. Like that's not how things work around here. Or not even around here, just like when it comes to contracts with arenas. Again, I think Tony should come out and be like, yeah, fuck TNA. I am going to counter program their show. If they want to move their show to the afternoon, I'll move my show to the afternoon too. They're lucky I didn't run the same building across the street from them.
Let's see who flinched. Is TNA going to move their show to the afternoon? Do it, TNA. Come on.
I mean, I don't. If they do, great. If they don't, whatever. I think TNA should. It's Forbidden Door, right? Send some talent over there. Like, hey, let us in. Forbidden Door. Come on.
Do the tank.
Air that.
Yes, have the system. Have the system go to the arena with a tank.
I don't know if people care about the system showing up.
Order 4. No, Order 4. That real MVP, Mustafa Ali. Have Order 4 go with the tank to Forbidden Door. It's in San Jose. That's a short trip, right? From Boston.
Yeah. No. Well, do it though. Go film your stuff. See if AEW lets you. It's Forbidden Door. That's the type of shit that I would do if I was running TNA. I think it's funny. Yeah, people were trying to get mad at me. I love when like I tweet innocuous things that my bio literally says I just pop myself. But people are like, oh, you love this, but you hate that. You don't know what I love and hate. You have no idea who, like, one, I'm not that important. 2, but like you have no idea who I am and what my opinions are based on one little throwaway tweet that I put out there because I was bored. Like, let's be honest.
I love the people that go, you guys. I was like, do you even know me, or do you even know the you guys you're referring to? Like, I literally had to say that to somebody because everybody got mad at my tweet about the Triple H comment. I had a lot of people. I did not expect that many likes and engagement off of that one tweet. But yeah, a lot of people came to Triple H's defense in my comments, and I had to reply to a bunch of them. I saw Joel was seeing some of my replies when someone called me a dickhead, and I said the only dickhead I see is Triple H's in your mouth. But
Wow. No, I don't even. It's the thing. Like, I'm not even like trying to bait them. Like, I put it out there because I do love that AEW decided to. The Triple H comments that you replied with is very good. I legitimately do think it's fun that AEW is like, we're going to do a title change, we're going to announce this, and we're going to announce this all in the middle of WrestleMania week. I'm like, yeah, that's fun to me. WWE should do shit during AEW pay-per-view weeks. Everyone accuses WWE of like during AEW pay-per-view weeks of like, oh, Cody's mentioning AEW again. It must be a WWE or it must be an AEW pay-per-view week. I'm like, sure. I don't care about that. WWE should do cool shit during AEW pay-per-view weeks.
Yeah, they should. They should. Like, I will say, AEW is doing like very subtle things to counter program in their own way to WWE, like when they did Blood and Guts 2 weeks before Survivor Series, which made the men's and women's war games look like a playpen instead of the violent matchup that it was supposed to be. Like doing AEW Dynasty 1 week ahead of WrestleMania. So the beginning of WrestleMania week is more discourse on how great the AEW pay-per-view is, or what you didn't like about the AEW pay-per-view. AEW was the conversation at the beginning of this week because of that. And like doing this big title change that has everybody talking when everybody in from WWE is already in Las Vegas and doing media. The main topic of discussion on today's show, on across wrestling Twitter and wrestling social media and all the dirt sheets and all these different websites that cover professional wrestling, it's been Darby Allin winning the AEW World Championship. So these are subtle ways to counter program without having to run the same day. So I respect that type of stuff, and I wish WWE would do it that way instead of the more blatant way that they did it last year, where it did not work out for them whatsoever, and a lot of us predicted that it would.
I love when WWE takes shots at AEW. I love when AEW takes shots at WWE. I hope Triple H does a stupid interview where he talks about people running from the grind. That's funny to me. It's hilarious. I have no problem with any of that. I do love when these people just project like their feelings on me of like, oh, you wouldn't love this. I was like, no, I probably do. Actually, I probably do.
I was like, you won't hear me be like complaining about Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee's been giving me free content for the last couple of weeks. I don't even complain about like what Carlos Silva did with pulling the TNA talent. That I'm a content creator. This gives me a main topic for a podcast to do and talk about for days. Like, why would I be upset about any of this? Why would I like? And that's why I always respond to the people like that complained in my comments on Twitter. It's like, you don't know what I do for a living, obviously. You don't know who you're talking to. Like, all of this is great for me, and you responding to me is great for me because you're giving me engagement. You're giving me topics to talk about and create content. Like, you're just helping me, honestly, at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. I don't respond to any of these people because there's no point in responding to any of these people, you know, like you're not gonna win.
I just did it in those comments because I wanted to prove I still.
No, that's a good comment. No, that's a good comment. Like you're not gonna win any type of quote unquote argument with these people. So I immediately just mute that stuff. I'm like, all right, whatever. You guys say what you want to say. I did see a couple. Again, didn't respond to them. I instead DM them to certain people, and I was like, this guy sucks, right? And they're like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah. Once they start like trying to insult me or it goes on way too long, I just eventually block them. That's why I have like 500 people in my block list. That's easier for me. I get the last word and then I block you. That's cool.
I don't even care to get the last word. I said what I needed to say, and that was that. I don't need to engage with this any further. That's all.
Oh no, I like to get the last word because that stings them more. I got the last word and then they got blocked.
I respect it. And Joel's a big blocker, people. He's big blocking people. I don't take any of it seriously. It's professional wrestling. Who
He
could
doesn't.
possibly care to take this shit seriously? That's why it's always fun when I do say things like, "Ah, fuck Will Ospreay," like I don't like him and he sucks and stuff, because I don't have a serious take on this stuff. So when people like do hear me say like, "Wait, Jeremy, like he's having trouble connecting with Will Ospreay, is that really a thing?" I was like, I guess it's a thing. Like, sure. It's a thing because it's a topic to talk about, and then next week Will Ospreay will do some cool shit. I'm like, yeah, that fucking ruled. Did you see that shit that he did? And that's that. All right. People are asking if we saw the Street Fighter trailer. Did you see this?
No, I haven't watched it.
I did watch it. Cody is very prominent in this Street Fighter
he is?
trailer. Yeah.
I saw Cody took a picture with Queen of the Ring. Full circle. 8 years
Really?
8 years
I didn't
in
see
the
that.
making. Yeah. Yeah, he was in his Guile. He had his Guile wig on and everything.
I respect it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he showed up at CinemaCon. He showed up at CinemaCon with the guy wig and stuff. So maybe that's where it happened.
Nice. Well, let me watch this. I'll watch this and give y'all my opinion on it.
It's long. It's like 2.5 minutes. So I'll talk during it, and you watch it and let me know what you think. I'm not gonna watch it.
I'll watch it on my my laptop so I can play with the sound instead of trying to mute myself.
Okay. Okay.
Street Fighter.
Yeah, it's the official trailer out here. Yeah, Cody's very prominent. I get. Does he have an A story, Marjo? It seems like it based on like how much he's featured. Like Ken is very featured, and then Ryu's very featured, but Cody's also like, he seemed like he was the next person there. Like I saw Roman like once, maybe at like the very end. Roman was there.
Guile was like the main character in the one from the 90s.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he was. So I guess it's not super out of the ordinary that Cody would have a big spot there. I saw Roman like once,
50.
and Goto was like once. So
AKA Ferrari F50.
yeah, 50 Cent. He's got more. Got more screen
Great
time.
use of the music.
Yeah, it is. It is. The soundtrack choice was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Was very good. Yeah, Kuma he got no love in there. Yeah, Marjo's saying it seems like he's gonna be number 2 to Ken and Ryo. That's definitely what it looks like based on the trailer. It looks, so Joel asking, good or better than Liv Morgan's music video. I didn't want to turn it off after 5 seconds, so it's better in that. It looks like kind of
trouble. That's me. Cherry lips and bad energy. Say it once. Say it twice. Give it to you.
You know the song a little too well, SP3. I didn't what was I saying? Oh, it looks like fine in like a campy way, the Street Fighter movie that is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's gonna be like a good movie or anything.
I like the whole relationship of Ken and Ryu that they got across here.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it seems kind of stupid that I'll probably watch and enjoy it in some ways. Where are you at in the trailer here?
Just Chun-Li, and then Chun-Li. And I'm seeing German suplex. German suplex.
Is Randy Orton hurting? That's the report that Orton's hurting. I don't know. Orton's like 50.
Yeah, he should be always hurting.
Yeah, like he probably is hurting. I don't know, man.
Let's go.
I'm not even 40 and I'm hurting all the time. I mean, Orton obviously does, and he does way more physical, strenuous activities than I do. So, yeah, he's probably hurting. I don't know what like hurting means. You know, like can he not get through the match? Like, can he? What does that mean? Like, what kind of hurting? I feel like all these guys have like aches and pains. You know, every wrestler says that.
Okay, So, Roman is higher up on the cast list than Cody. He's 2 ahead of Cody.
That doesn't
Roman
mean
is
shit
actually
based on that trailer.
Ro- I don't think I think that y'all kind of overestimated how much Cody was in this. Cody shows up like 3-4 times.
Compared to Roman, Roman's there like once.
Yeah, but I think that it's more telling of who's listed higher on the call sheet. The call sheet is always a bigger indicator to me because look at the call sheet of the rundown here. It has the actor who's playing Ken, then it has the actor who's playing Ryu, then it has the actress who's playing Chun-Li, and then it has Roman. So like he's right under the main people from this trailer.
Roman paid for that spot. Roman was like, "Yeah, you better put me up here." I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hey, I'm giving. I used to do acting. I've written scripts before. I know that call sheet and who's listed above who is more of an indicator. I just think that Cody had more of the fun line at the end, so that's why they added that at the end to give it a little bit of life at the end.
All right. You might be right. I don't know. He's on the poster though, like front and center on the poster. Roman ain't on the poster. I ain't going based on call sheet here. I'm going based on who they are highlighting, and they are highlighting Roman, or they are highlighting Cody Rhodes on this thing. They ain't highlighting Roman.
Hey, I am not I-beast or whatever Zeno Hour is trying to infer. I'm just a well-known Cody hater, to be fair. That's how this is me, Jeremy, and that's how I used to get under Jensen's skin because I told him about my history.
That's how I still troll Jensen. Yeah. I still troll Jensen about that. It's funny. I don't know.
Flip me off, ladies and gentlemen. I will never forgive him for that. Until we probably take a selfie like he did with Queen of the Ring.
Yeah, Roman's just out here. He's like, I got to be higher on this list. Just I don't care if he has more lines. I don't care if he has more screen time. You better put me higher on this list. And Cody's like kind of featured in that trailer compared to everybody else.
He was, especially compared to Roman. I'll give you that. So.
Yeah, Goto was there like once. Roman was there like once. Cody at least got 3 or 4 scenes and lines and stuff. So. All right. I don't know. It looks stupid, but I'll probably watch it and like it, honestly.
They say reviews saying if Brock squashes Oba, what's worse, Darby squashing MJF or Oba getting squashed by Brock? That's not it. That can't be a serious question.
No,
that's not serious. I don't see anything wrong with Darby squashing established heel who loves to eat shit because he's an idiot at times and a dumb prick, MJF, than Oba Femi, who looks like he needs a rocket ship connected to his back and launch him to the stratosphere, who I wouldn't even blush if he beat Roman Reigns or CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship on the Raw after WrestleMania. If he gets squashed by Brock Lesnar, that will be booking malpractice at its finest.
Yeah. Can't do that. Can't do that at all. Anything else to get to SP3? Did matches of the week?
Oh yes, I do. Okay. I do. It was a busy week, so there's a lot to get into here. And oh yeah, did you watch any of the Collective yesterday or any of the indie shows?
I watched some of the BRCW show because that was on YouTube. That's a show that existed. I mean,
we love you.
Yeah, like we like BRCW, but that one was a little tough. And
shout
I got
out
some
to Veda and Val being the commentary team for Mania. That was nice.
Yeah, I did watch some of them. I watched Shotzi's match and Billy's match from Porter Mania. Those are the 2 matches that I watched. I didn't catch the whole show though.
That was a good show. I watched that whole show this morning, and I also watched the Dragon Gate show this morning. that main event is one to go out of your way to watch. That was a nice little. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, Dragon Kid in there. It's like crazy to me. I'm like, I remember Dragon Kid from that first Dragon Gate trios matchup from 2006 in Chicago Ridge, and now he's still doing his thing, still in these trios matches to the main event. Kenzie was good in that matchup. The whole the heel crew with Ishin was a lot of fun as well. So yeah, that would be the matchup that I saw from those two shows that I would say go out of your way to watch. But matches of the week, I have 10 this week, but I'll go through them
Okay.
as fast as possible. You got Will Ospreay versus Hechicero from last night's Dynamite at number 10. Excellent matchup. Hechicero was awesome. His best singles match in AEW since the Bryan match in 2024. Number 9, I went with the Young Bucks versus Hechicero and El Clone from last Saturday's AEW Collision. This was an excellent matchup. I told Kate when we did the post show that was my match of the night from that show. They worked so well together. Give me more Hechicero and El Clone in tag team matches. Number 8, I went with the Casino Gauntlet from Dynasty. This was just a blast. This was a great showcase, a big spotlight on the mid card division of AEW, and everybody showed out in this one. Number 7, FTR versus Coping Cage. So much better than it had any right to be, and way better than their matchup at All Out. I thought Christian was exceptional in this matchup, and FTR proved to be the greatest tag team, or one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Penta versus Vikingo from the AAA show last Saturday is number 6. That this was a straight up banger. Two guys going out there putting on a great lucha libre showcase, and that crowd for AAA last Saturday was freaking incredible. Then we got number 5, Shuri versus Shishihiro Hashimoto. Woo-wee! Man, go out of your way to watch these. These two women beat the absolute living hell out of each other. Shuri with her kicks to the head were brutal. Hashimoto dropping Shuri on her head with German suplex after German suplex. Man, this was a great matchup and a terrific finish to the matchup as well. Number 4, I went with Jon Moxley versus Will Ospreay from Dynasty. Just an all around fantastic matchup. Ospreay's selling was great. Loved the start of the matchup and the breakneck pace that matched the breakneck, basically psychology of this matchup with two guys trying to break each other's neck. Just great work all around, and especially that spot that got everybody mad. Number 3, I went with Darby Allin versus Andrade El Idolo. There's an argument for any of these top 4 matches to be the best match of the week, especially Darby and Andrade, because Darby took some gnarly bumps in this matchup. Taking a back bump on the steps, Samoa Joe would have told you you're crazy. Taking bumps into the commentary table on a Sope Suicida was just insane. And then that reverse crucifix bomb into her crossface. Darby Allin, Andrade, hats off to both of y'all, and a great finish to that one. Number 2, the Young Bucks versus Okada and Takeshita. Just an all full throttle, high octane opener that had that crowd in Vancouver on fire, and Okada and Takeshita heated up their whole rivalry and story so much more. They lit the stove on Dynamite last week, and then they just took it up a notch even further during this matchup. But number 1 for me, it's MJF and Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega's storytelling is bar none the best in the business today. His match layout, how he can escalate the flow of a matchup, his psychology and the storytelling, how everything paid off with the storytelling going into the matchup, with the diverticulitis and the rib cage exploding, with the Dynamite Diamond ring. I even enjoyed the ref bump because that's the only way he was going to get the ring back. So I thought everything was so well done, and especially the finish, the tombstone through the table, the heat seeker, the avalanche of freaking One Wing Angel, the One Wing Angel protected kick out as well, so Max has something to brag about, and you can revisit this rivalry at any time. I thought this was an exceptional, one of the best AEW matches of the year, and the best match of the week.
Can't believe you didn't have any love for Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and LA Knight against Solo and the Sikoas.
That happened. Well, they'll hear about it at the end of April for your worst matches of the month.
Nothing was like egregious from WWE this week. It was just kind of like matches that existed and no one cared about. Like, there was nothing like terrible, Like Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga, okay. Alexa and Bailey was fine.
Hey,
like
I thought Lyra and Charlotte was good.
Yeah,
and
Lyra
I
and Charlotte
thought
was good.
the tag match with Javon Evans and Dragon Lee versus Rusev and Janie McDonough, that was fun.
Yeah. Kyrie and Io was fine.
Just probably the worst Kyrie and Io matchup.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but again, but nothing was like egregiously bad that we've seen. Like I was a little concerned about Jade and Io, but it was fine.
I will show love for an honorable mention to the two great matches from Rebellion. The Cedric Alexander versus Leon Slater matchup, that was an awesome opener. And Trey Miguel and Mustafa Ali, that was the best match on the show. Those two guys worked so well with each other. That cutter reversal out of the 450, I've been seeing that clip all over my timeline this whole week.
Okay, well now once we start talking about TNA, now we got some stuff that you definitely left out on this one.
The hardcore country match.
No, that match ruled. That's my favorite match of the week.
I bet it is, sir. I bet it is.
That match was fantastic.
And
Ariana Grace.
Breaking news. I did see Zeno Hour say it in the chat. Luca got his exception. Luca's gonna be on first team all NBA. Let's go.
That's good. He should. Same with Cade Cunningham. Good. Both of them should.
Yeah, they both got it.
Yeah, they should both get there. No, the hardcore country match ruled. No slander of that. The Ariana Grace Li Ying Lee match, on the other hand, now that was that one was tough. That was tough, and then capped off with a turn that no one could possibly care about. All right. Anything else to talk about? Yeah, TNA Lockdown is back. Yes, that's a thing that happened. I still love that a Lockdown originated because they were just too lazy to take down the cage for the matches. They were just like, oh, wait, we got to take it down after the first match and then put it back up for the main event. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Let's just keep it up the entire show. I love that's how this pay-per-view originated, is they were just like, it doesn't make any sense to take this thing down and put it back up in the middle of the show. It's obviously, if it's WWE, you just raise it and it's simple, but like TNA, they literally had to like assemble and disassemble it. Like it's a Lego set. And they're like, yeah, we ain't doing that. That's going to take too much time. Just leave it up the whole show. The whole show is cage matches now. Rules. Good. I'm happy Lockdown's back. That's cool.
Shout outs to our very own Sean Ross Sapp on Fightful Select Answers. He answered the question about the original plans for MJF and Jeff Jarrett. The storyline changed rapidly after criticism, and there was plans for it to last until All in Texas.
As it should have. As it should have.
He's a madman.
What did MJF do that was so important at All in Texas?
He won the Casino Gauntlet, which was the gateway to the Hangman MJF matchup at Forbidden Door.
Oh yeah, the Hurt Syndicate.
And everybody else hated.
The Hurt Syndicate, that went really well. This whole run with them. They're cowardly for not doing this Jeff Jarrett MJF match. Absolute cowards. Texas Chainsaw Champion. Texas Massacre Chainsaw, whatever the stupid movie is called. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Champion. Jeff Jarrett. Longest reigning.
Hey, he also started his great feud with Mark Briscoe. MJF had 3 of the best feuds of 2025 with Mark Briscoe, with Hangman Adam Page, and with Mystico.
Jeff Jarrett.
He would have soiled it all with Jeff Jarrett.
Nah. I so badly wanted that music to hit last night, and Jarrett comes out with a guitar and hits MJF.
It's Bird. It's not your face. It's Superman. It's in your face.
Like, just imagine if they did Foley and Rock, the TV title change. Imagine if they did it beat for beat with Darby and MJF last night. And Jeff Jarrett.
You got Jeff Jarrett playing Austin?
Yeah. That's what I wanted last night. I don't know who would help MJF because like he doesn't have like a group anymore, so there's no like ministry or corporation to like help him out. So I guess Don Callis family would have done it, right? Yeah, Don Callis family would have come out there and they would have beat up Darby, and then like here comes Jeff Jarrett, pre-woo, pre-woo.
He just has multiple guitars. He just hitting all the dogs.
Yeah, exactly. He's just whapping everybody with the guitar. What a rule. That's what I wanted. I don't use AI, but if I used AI, I would just like recreate this whole thing with AI. I would just be like, look, give me this, but with these people. That's what I want. Go with it. Make this happen for me, AI. I feel like that's a proper use of AI, but I don't want to take water from the country. Results of our poll question. Are you happy Darby Allin won? 89% said yes. It was a 50-50 split yesterday of who you want to win, but 89% are happy Darby Allin won, and 11% said no. SP3, what did we accomplish today?
We accomplished that people are happy to see Darby Allin win the AEW World Championship, while other people are very, very upset and think it's going to be the demise of AEW. Okay. And we also accomplished that Tekla is the greatest promo in all of women's wrestling today.
I think the biggest thing we accomplished today is Will Ospreay is no Dom Toretto.
This guy's outrageous. I hate this guy.
I don't know where they can find you at SP3.
You can find me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. I will be live in just about 40 minutes with not AE Ramble. We're doing AE Ramble on a special day on a Friday. Tomorrow, me and Jimmy will be live to not only review last night's AEW Dynamite, but also AEW Collision with Spring Breakthrough. Yes, I am making Jimmy at least watch the clips from Collision. I won't force him to watch the whole show because I know he won't do that. He's gonna probably curse me out.
Yeah, he's gonna ask for either extra pay or you got to pay for like his therapy or something.
No, but we should know that you should send your super chats tomorrow because Jimmy gets all the super chats tomorrow because we made a bet before Dynasty because Jimmy hates Jon Moxley so much. He was like he was very adamant that he thought Jon Moxley was going to win against Will Ospreay, and of course he was right. So he gets all the super chats tomorrow. So it's a great day to troll me and send as much super chats as possible to pay Jimmy, so Jimmy feels good about himself. It's Collision clips.
Or it's a great way to troll Jimmy and just send in no super chats and he gets nothing out of it.
That would also be wonderful too, but I'm not going to tell you to do that. But yes, AE Ramble tomorrow. Today, we continue our WrestleMania week with our preview of WrestleMania 42. I will be joined by, of course, Maggie, who joins us for all our previews of AEW and WWE shows, as well as Robert D. Felice. He'll be joining us as well to break down and give our predictions for all of WrestleMania 42 nights 1 and 2. So join us live for that. And send some super chats today that you would probably give tomorrow, but send them today so I can actually see them. Thank you.
Appreciate everybody joining us here today. Tomorrow will be, I don't know, a show. It'll be a show. We'll see what kind of energy I have tomorrow after tonight and what I know I'm going to have to go through tomorrow. But we'll be around. I'm about to hit my second cup of coffee.
Tonight?
What?
What are you watching tonight?
Super show, definitely super show. I have to double check the schedule. Hold on. 'Cause this is what I hate about the Vegas WrestleManias is all of the friggin' shows are at like they don't start until like 5 o'clock because it's only 2 o'clock there.
Yeah.
Like I hate that. This is what I loved about the Philly WrestleMania. It's like, oh good, all the shows are at like a decent hour. We can, we got good stuff going on here. I'll be watching Super Show House of Glory tonight. I'll be watching that. I don't know when these shows take place. I just know they exist.
I'll be watching the
today.
CMLL show.
Okay, yeah.
Show starts at 11 my time, so that's 6 p.m. for you. But that's the same time as Super Show, so I'll have to choose which one I want to watch.
Yeah, I'm watching Super Show.
I might watch both. I might dual screen it. Who knows? I might double
Fair.
wall. And then I'll probably start with Progress right after I'm done with the WrestleMania preview.
I'll probably watch the Death Vegas Invitational.
Yeah, I was like, Destiny Invitational, let's go!
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna watch that in the morning.
Like,
Probably still be on by the time I wake up.
What time does that start? That starts at
11.
That starts at 11. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll be
up
watching
at like
that.
6, so that's like 4 a.m. for me. So I'll probably watch the end of that.
Yeah, that's early. See, I'm tapping out after those shows. Like the MDK Fight Club show is at 11:59. I'm not. That's 3 o'clock for me. I don't care that much. I'm sorry, ain't happening on that. Once the Despian show is over and House of Glory is that same time frame. So once those two show end, and hopefully they end by 11 o'clock local, I do not need a 4-hour independent wrestling show this weekend. I don't need a 3-hour independent wrestling show this weekend. 2.5. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. That's what I liked about Potter Mania and the Dragon Gate shows. They were both 2 hours. Got in, got out. I was done. Good stuff.
Yeah. So once those shows end, I'm tapping out on the night. But I'll be up at least through those shows tonight. It'll be busy. It'll be busy today. It'll be busy tomorrow. But second cup of coffee is incoming here, folks. Everyone have a good day. Hey, if you ordered a Lucha mask, Delayed Grad says he got his. I saw somebody in the chat earlier saying they ordered a Ravens one for their kid. I apologize that I forget who said that. If you get one, like, let us know how it is whenever they arrive. I'm actually very curious of like the quality and everything on there. So if you end up getting one, yeah, just let us know when they arrive, like kind of how it is. There you go. All right, everyone, have a good week. Have a good evening. I guess a lot of wrestling on tonight. There's TNA. There's AEW. There's all the shows in Vegas. Have a good afternoon, evening, folks. We'll be back tomorrow. Talk to everybody then.